everyone. Thank you for watching. By law, I have to tell you that this is for entertainment purposes only. All videos are property of Psychic Liz Cross, LLC. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm here with the amazing psychic Liz Cross. How are you doing today?
Amazing, Mr. Photon. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. All right, so we are coming to you the week after the major crash in the markets from the tariff news, and also, of course, the manipulated crash on the crypto exchanges that happened at the exact same time. So we're going to cover that first because everybody wants to know on our Discord what happened there. And now we have a little bit more information as to what the culprit was. The question is, who did it, in the murder mystery. So we're going to try and get to the bottom of that first. And then we're going to go through a bunch of other requests. The Discord has been busy this week making requests. So we're going to try and get to everything crypto related that you requested. There's a lot there. So if you want to also make a request with us, you need to become a member on our Patreon. You get access to our Discord that way too. And it's a few dollars a month. If you want to go over to Patreon/remote viewing and beyond, you get to see all of the videos that are not publicly posted on YouTube. So that's good too. Lots of content there for you for not a lot of money. So it's definitely worth your time. I also have a tip jar in the comment section below if you appreciate the videos that I do. Much appreciated to everybody that supports me. And of course, I do crypto consults as well. Whether you're brand new, day one, I can hold your hand, or you're more experienced, I have something for you if you want to, have questions about your portfolio or how to trade on chain or whatever it is. I can meet you at whatever level you're at. So you can reach out to me at my email, which is digitalfreedomtactics@protonmail.com. That should also be down in the comments below or description. So without further ado, let's get into it. So,
Oh my
what
God.
happened? So obviously, we got the Trump tariff news. He basically declared financial war on China once again, saying that November 1st there will be 100% tariffs on China, which is insane. Obviously, I don't think that's going to go through, and the market doesn't really seem to think it's going to go through either, according to Polymarket. Um, but you know, it still definitely rocked the market because that's a huge announcement, and they're currently going back and forth, and we don't really have any resolution yet for it. But we'll come back to that. So as that happened, obviously the market's going to correct a little bit, but somebody out there, whether it was an exchange or whether it was a market maker, they exploited a stablecoin on Binance, which was not following the correct prices because it's not linked to the other oracles of all the other cryptos. They're actually supposed to do a switch over today or tomorrow. So there was like a vulnerability there. And somebody started selling this asset like crazy, creating a bunch of liquidations, which, led people to, having to sell off a bunch more of this asset, and that just caused a cascade through all of the crypto exchanges because the price oracles had to catch up to what was going over on Binance. The market makers then withdrew pretty much all of their liquidity for all of the altcoins because they had to save their butts or whatever. Who knows? Maybe they did it on purpose, but either way, they had to save themselves. So that means there's no liquidity on all the major exchanges for these altcoins, which allowed the prices to go to zero for a few minutes because there was no orders on the order books to buy. They pulled out all their liquidity, so price just shot down really quickly. So there's about 2 minutes there, like literally like 2 to 5 minutes where a lot of cryptos were down like 60, 70, 80% before, people started buying them back up um, from the thin order books. So it looks like there was either, I mean, this looks like it was done on purpose, obviously, because, it looks like they were waiting for an event to happen. Either they had insider knowledge that Trump was going to make the announcement, or they were just kind of waiting there to make this exploit for some sort of news to come. So we're going to find out. So the other thing, sorry, is that we have, I don't know if this is a real person, we'll find out. Um, but his name, we don't know his name. I can't remember here. He does have a name, but supposedly this is the wallet that shorted um, massively right before Trump made his announcement, like a few minutes before, and he ended up making out with hundreds of millions of dollars. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Hyperliquid. I don't know if he's real, he's a real person or not. Supposedly does have an identity, this guy, but I don't know if he's behind the wallet. Um,
Oh, I
anyway,
know who he is.
oh, you do?
Oh, yes.
How do you know
So
who it?
obviously this picture is not correct.
Oh,
Who is behind this? I don't even know if you want me to say. Hmm.
oh.
Take a
Well,
wild guess.
CZ.
The Trump kids.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's what everybody assumed at first. I mean, who else would
Mm-hmm.
have the insider knowledge to do it, right? Um,
That's exactly who it is.
mhm.
Eric Trump,
Yeah, I believe it.
Barron.
I believe it. And I
Well,
wonder,
it's terrible. This is now the second time we have picked up, the first time it was the World Liberty coin, you lot are suckers, blah, blah, and now this.
yeah, they shorted the market. They didn't cause the crash. We'll find out. I mean, we haven't asked that part yet, but it was just this is an event that happened at the same time where obviously somebody had insider
Mhm.
knowledge. Like this is where you would say, okay, for sure somebody had insider knowledge that was able to put this short in. So, um, okay, fair enough.
It's the Trump
So,
kids
yeah,
again.
okay. All right, so then we need to get to the bottom of what happened on the exchanges, particularly Binance. Who's behind that? So, Galaxy, who's a big, um, you know, an account that handles large orders, over the counter for Bitcoin and cryptos and stuff like that. They sell to the big accounts, right? The big dogs. They buy and help them buy and sell. They're casting blame on an offshore platform, which they do not name, who is holding a bunch of this USDE, which I mentioned earlier, and they sold it off. And they're claiming that they're responsible for selling it and exploiting the Binance oracles. So who done it? So, the main culprits would be Binance themselves, right? Number one, I would say, like, suspect number one. Suspect number two is whoever Galaxy is talking about, like an offshore, whoever this offshore exchange was that held this 60 to 90 million of the USDE. That's suspect number two. Suspect number three would be one of the major market makers, like Wintermute or Jump Trading. These are entities that operate on Binance and other exchanges that hold a bunch of these assets and can easily dump the market. And they're, usually responsible for manipulation. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, who done it?
Okay, so who would
We
we
should
ask?
let's ask CZ because I think he would be have a good idea what's going on in the background. Um, and he maybe, who knows, maybe he's responsible also. I don't know. So let's find CZ here. If you need a picture.
Yes, please.
Pull something up quick here on Twitter. It's not a good picture. You could share a real picture. There's CZ right there. All right.
Okay, all right. What
Let's
would you
ask.
like to know?
Is he aware of who exploited USDE on Binance?
You aware of who exploited USDE? USDE, as in
Mhm.
Echo, USDE on Binance. He's not aware.
Okay. Are you aware that there was an offshore exchange that held 60 to 90 million dollars worth of it?
Were you aware that there was an offshore exchange that held 60 to 90 million dollars? Yes, we were all aware.
And does he have suspicions that they are the ones that exploited it intentionally?
Do you have suspicions that they are the ones that oh, we know that they are the ones.
Okay. And do you know like who's behind that? Does he have any like does he think there's any entities behind that or any figures, well-known figures behind that?
Hmm. Do you think that there's any entities behind that or well-known figures? Yes, they think it's a government. Who? Which government? The Chinese government? No.
Hmm.
Which government? Why do you think it's a government? Are you saying the United States? They are saying it's like United States government.
Okay. What about BlackRock?
What about BlackRock? Do you believe they could be involved?
Right. Because BlackRock was there to scoop up Bitcoin at the lows they publish now.
Oh,
Um,
really?
I mean, obviously they have the biggest motive there. There's motive in this murder mystery for BlackRock for sure, but it's hard to prove it's plausible deniability because they're always going to be there to scoop up the dips. But the question is, did they have a hand in it for creating the dip for themselves to buy?
Well, let's ask BlackRock. Did
Mhm.
you create chaos in the market? We always create chaos in the market. Did you do that on Friday? Yes.
Were they specifically somehow involved in the USDE manipulation?
Were you specifically involved in the USD? Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, they have
So,
the biggest I guess they're the suspect number four I didn't mention.
so what is you explain to me because I don't know. What is USDE?
It's a stable coin that's
Hmm.
supposed to be attached to the price of a US dollar, right? Just like all stable coins are, just like USDT or USD C, right? The problem with
Mhm.
USDE is that it's not, as far as I know, and I could get this wrong, so somebody can correct me, but as far as I know, it's not backed by anything solid like, cash reserves or things like that. I'm not sure if it's an algorithmic stable coin. It's, the price is basically held up by math, right? Or whatever mechanism, right? So it can be it can fail. There's mechanisms for it to fail is my
Hmm.
point beyond, it having stuff to back it up, right? And so what I've been told is how this went down is because so all cryptos, basically the prices are all linked by oracles. These are systems that basically track price across everything, right? So it's how one exchange can keep the correct price with another exchange, another exchange. They all kind of are linked to this price feed, if you will. It's just like if you were, in the real world at casinos or something like that. All the casinos have the correct prices for the horse track races around the U.S. or something like that, right? They all have to have the same price or nobody can gamble. It's kind of like I'm just trying to give you an example of how to think about it. So in the same way here, you need a system to track the prices across, many different areas. Same with like the stock market stuff. They all need a way for everybody to know the price, whether each city you're in or whatever, right? So for crypto, they have these oracles. One would be Chainlink is the biggest one. And this specific asset apparently was not linked up to that system, and it was a flaw. And their Binance was preparing to, correct that within the next few days. And so because it was not connected, there was like a vulnerability there with a lot of other things that were also making it weak at the same time. And so somebody obviously saw that and attacked it specifically, it looks like. So we may have our culprit, which is ultimately BlackRock. I'm sure they didn't have a direct hand in it, but they had their whoever operates for them, their their henchmen. Um, and they've got more money than anybody to pay people off to do these sort of things, right? So it's not surprising that they can do anything they want and get away with it. So there you go. Looks like BlackRock ultimately is behind this. And like I said, they were there to scoop the dip up. They bought out 105K on the dip.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. And you or I couldn't have got that deal unless, also we were well positioned there. I mean, I certainly didn't see that price. It was a flash crash to that price in a lot of exchanges. So, and I'm sure they weren't buying on exchanges. They had things set up ahead of time to buy wherever they buy, over the counter or whatever. So, yeah, it makes sense. So there you have it. You can blame BlackRock
Wow.
for your crypto pigs going down. But it was like,
Well,
they
because
just they lit the fire, right? Here's the thing is that there was all this kindling set up, like you would put for it to start like a campfire. Like they
Mhm.
basically threw a match into a bunch of kindling. That's basically what happened. There's already all kinds of things that were not good that were going on in crypto. They just kind of like lit the fire and walked away. There's the reason that the cryptos crashed like that because there's all this leverage. So people were using enormous amounts of leverage on altcoins, right? Like a lot of people were long, like 3x on their favorite altcoin, thinking they would never get liquidated, or a 2x or something like that. And they literally took everybody out. Everybody that was gambling with leverage got taken out of altcoins. And even if you had Bitcoin longs and stuff like that, obviously a 2x wouldn't have got taken out, but still, like if you had a 3x or something, you're done. Everybody that had a long leverage long on got liquidated, basically.
Okay, I have a question. What
Hmm.
if you had a 2x position on the stock market? Would you have been liquidated?
I don't think so.
Okay, just in crypto.
Yeah, just in crypto, depending, I don't know, there might have been stocks I mean, liquidations happen in the stock market too, right?
Mm.
It's just that the leverage, like altcoins are leveraged, already leveraged. Bitcoin is already leveraged without using any leverage, right? They can go up, hundreds of percents in a day. It's already a leverage asset. And then when you leverage on top of that, even a small amount, like if you put a 2x long on anything, any asset, doesn't matter if it's crypto or anything, if it drops 50%, you're going to get liquidated. So it depends if
Mm.
your stock dropped 50% on one of your brokers. That's how you would get liquidated on
Uh,
2x long. If Bitcoin drops 50%, you will get liquidated on 2x. And
But
Bitcoin
you
went
would,
down like 20
sorry,
to 30% or something like that. So
but wouldn't you still hold the share? Even if it went to zero, you still hold the
no,
share.
no, 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 no. That's you're borrowing money on a 2x long. So you're putting 50% up. You're putting your 50% up shares, and they're giving you another 50% shares. But if it goes below 50%, they take everything. That's what
OM.
that's what leverage. It's taking a loan out, right? And if you can't pay your loan, then they take it. It's basically that's what it is.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna throw you for a loop now. I know you're very organized. Can you pull up Yield Boost, please,
What
on
is
the
the tech?
web? Yield Boost. It's they're these dividend funds. I want to look at those quickly if you don't mind.
Like the
If you just
price, you
open
mean?
up, no, the like if there are a whole bunch of them. So if you go to Yield Boost,
You're good.
so
Yieldboost.com or what?
Boost. I think ETF, yeah, there you'll find them. There you go.
ETFs.
Granite shares, ETFs, yield boost. Now, I haven't looked into these too much, but somebody said that these are all leveraged funds. They're only good in a bull market. Do you
Yeah,
see?
they're 2x longs. Most of them is 1.5. They're all 2x. Just all of the stocks. They're just a 2x on everything.
Okay,
2x,
that's
2x.
only good in a bull market, right?
Oh yeah, you don't. Yeah, you would be liquidated in a bear market. Uh,
Ah, okay. So
so
you would, so people are looking at the next, because there's so many high dividend yields coming out now, right? And
uh-huh.
they're coming out with new ideas and new concepts and new everything on how to um, on how to make high dividend yields. And I keep seeing posts being posted, yield boost, they're paying out, they're paying out. But then others on the Discord have said, yeah, but only in a bull market. Because if it goes a bear market, these are all long positions. There's no short or options here. Is
No,
that
I don't see any.
no? Okay. So there's the
Oh wait,
answer
no,
for
this is
yield
short.
boost.
I found a short. There's a couple shorts here.
Ah, okay. So there are a couple of shorts.
Mhm.
Okay. But I don't know. See, that's where I think yield max is key because correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, they seem to do longs and shorts in one fund.
Well, but still, if you're, that's why you have winter though,
Mm,
right? Like you don't want to be, you still don't want to be holding Misty in a bear market. You want to be,
mm,
that's why you want to hold winter.
mm-hmm.
Because for
Okay.
to hold Misty, it's still got to go like up and to the right to some degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make money. And if it's not, then your payouts are not going to pay for the cost of the stock, nuking in a bear market. So that's why you have winter, so you can switch into winter. And then it's the opposite.
Yes, and we got overall over the next 5 to 10 years. What Spirit said was 60% winter, 40% misty, which I've managed to do at the moment. I'm testing out Spirit's theory. But let me just ask Yield Boost, the Yield Boost programmer. I'm sorry. Will Yield Boost, apart from the shorts, will you Yield Boost overall be a good pick for the bear market? No.
No, I mean,
Okay.
you don't have to ask Spirit to know that. I don't want to be in a 2x long position when the market's going down. You won't last very long. That's for sure.
So should we just buy, if we are choosing to buy yield boost shorts, is that all we would buy? Yes. So those will make money, the shorts. And actually what they're saying is they're going to come out with more short funds. So they're also getting prepared for the bear market. Are they
Sure.
going to come out with inverse? No. They don't seem to be coming out with many inverse at the moment. It just is long or short. It doesn't have a thing where they're running, opposite to a particular fund.
Sure. Makes
Oh,
sense.
thank you. That answers the yield boost conundrum. Thank you
Okay.
for that.
All right, so we've solved the murder mystery of what happened for more or less. And, what do you do with that information? Well, the only thing you could have done, it's a black swan, right? The definition of a black swan is nobody sees it coming, and you need to be prepared for that. And the only people that were really prepared ultimately were people that had limit orders set up on exchanges or, whatever, if you're trading on DEXs, which I was, um, because you couldn't log into the exchange at the time. I'm sure BlackRock was behind that as well with the DDoS attacks. Sure. So you need to have orders set up.
Mm.
Otherwise, you're not going to catch anything like, crazy like that. And yeah, the other thing is if you're on an exchange, remember, it's not your keys, not your coins. Like everybody's tried to pound into everybody's head. It's just numbers on a screen, right? And they can lock you out at any time, just like, they didn't, but the whoever did this, BlackRock did, right? So anybody that was on DEXs and was able to trade, I was still able to trade. There was no problems. On Solana, the gas prices weren't crazy like Ethereum or anything like that. It was totally easy. There was no friction at all. So just remember, if you have your crypto on an exchange, it's not your crypto. Just putting that out there again because it's always worth saying. Okay, so let's move on. We've solved that murder mystery. Let's look at the tariff thing because that's ultimately the news that everybody shook the entire all the markets, not just crypto. So we want to know, will the US go through with their 100% tariffs on China? Will the 100% tariff on China be in effect by November 1st? So maybe this is a better one to look at. So according to Polymarket, Public is giving it a 21% chance, which is pretty low. Um, so are they are they
Okay.
are they correct? What let's pull in. I don't know who we're gonna pull in.
I'm going to pull in the founding fathers and Steve
Yeah,
Jobs. All
yeah.
right. Will there be 100% tariff on Chinese goods in effect by November the 1st? No.
Okay. Yeah, market also seems to agree with that. So when will they back this off? When will they back off on this threat?
When will they back off? I think he's going to hold firm until really around the end of the month.
Oh, interesting.
He does not like that Trump has done this.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to look back at it, but so it looks like we have a few more weeks of indecision in terms of the market not getting some, clarity on what's going to happen for at least the next couple weeks.
Mm.
So there's going to be some volatility, I would think, up and down, because they're going to tweet back and forth and they're going to like say things. You know what I mean? It's, you know how it's going to go. There's going to be tweets being said on both sides, which are going to probably move the market to some degree. So just look out,
Mm.
everybody. All right.
So let me give this to you. I'm getting that China's going to go quiet.
Oh yeah.
Is China going to go? Yeah, for now they're going quiet. I
And
feel that they're trying to figure out how to respond.
mm,
And what will they come up with? They will come up with a deal
oh, okay.
because this is mass destruction for China.
Yeah.
That's it. Factories are closing down, people are out of work, mass job layoffs, no exporting. It will just put everybody out of business.
Yeah. If they were to go through it for sure. That's
Now,
why. Go ahead.
sorry, let me give this to you. In a way, not that I'm happy about Trump crashing the market by any stretch of the imagination. At least we know how to control China
Mm,
because there we've gotten so many times, and I'm sorry if this is repetitive, but so many times where they're buying up all the farmland and they're buying up businesses and they're buying up factories in many different countries. They are in charge of the pharmaceuticals. They're producing the pharmaceuticals. They are cornering every sector that they possibly can to make us 100% reliant upon them giving us those goods and medications. And then they're going to be in control of feeding us. Now, the only thing that is different with the tariff is that they're buying up the farmland here locally in the USA, so we can't slap 100% tariff on locally grown vegetables and produce, but everything else, this is how you control China. This is how you beat them at their own game. So, if you're thinking of this in terms what I'm getting from Spirit and Jobs and the founding fathers of how you play chess with China, this is how you play chess with China because the 100% tariff, they're finished. That's it. Closed down. They're done.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's not good. So it looks like we'll hopefully have some resolution from there. It looks like they're gonna offer the the peace leaf. It looks like first. So be on the lookout for that in the next couple of weeks. So this gets resolved by sounds like it gets resolved by the first. So
So, what happens to the markets in the meantime? They're going to be up and down.
yeah, I would think so. Markets don't
Hmm.
like uncertainty. Uh,
No.
so there's going to be some volatility, which is good if you're a trader. We want the volatility, but if you're a long-term holder, you're on the roller coaster ride for whatever assets you're holding in the meantime. So,
Wow.
okay. Well, we'll keep track of this week by week, obviously. Okay, we got a lot to cover still, so we got to move on. We have a lot of requests for different kinds of cryptos, so we're gonna make obviously a part two to this video. So we'll cover a couple here, and then we're gonna head over to part two where we have a bunch of stuff to cover in terms of crypto and
Mm,
big stuff, the small stuff, and everything in between, and where we're going. We're going to look at Mr. Shakespeare's charts as well. But let's at least do a few here for the public. So
okay.
this is a request for PopCat, which is on Solana. They're asking, how well it's going to do going forward. If we can ask the PopCat programmer for the next 4 months, how well PopCat does on a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how well does PopCat do on Solana over the next 4 months? I got a 3.
Okay. Next up is a request for Zera also on Solana.
Okay.
How well does Zera do on a scale of 1 to 10 according to the programmer over the next 4 months?
What does Sarah do according to the programmer over the next 4 months? It's on Solana. Ooh, that is also another 3.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Let's move on. Another request for Julia OS. Ticker is JOS, JOS. How well does Julia OS do on Solana? Of course, the next 4 months on a scale of 1 to 10.
How well does Julia OS do on Solana over the next 4 months on a scale of 1 to 10? That's a 5,
Okay. All
which
right.
means okay, average.
Average. It's like super bottomed out. I mean, this
Mm,
thing's been going down for since May. So, you know, I'm sure it can do something. I mean, it's literally at the bottom of where it started. But it's not a lot of interest in it on it right now. I can tell you that. So let's be careful. HGP, HGPT, Hyper GPT. Um, how well does Hyper GPT do over the next 4 months on a scale of 1 to 10? This one's on Binance Smart Chain.
do over the next 4 months. No, God, no. This is a 2.
Okay. All right. We'll do one more, another Quasar requests. This one is for QNet. The ticker is one dev. It is also on Solana. How well does one dev do over the next 4 months on a scale of 1 to 10?
This one dev do on a scale of 1 to 10 over the next 4 months. That's a 5, but let's see how well does it do over the next month on a scale. So over the next month, it scores higher. It's like a 7.
Okay. Is there any longevity with this project?
Oh God, no.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean it's scoring a 7. It's only a 200K market cap, so it's a very small coin. So it's not going to take a lot to move it up or down. What can it do in the next month? Are we getting this positive energy of a 7? Can it do a 3x or more?
Can it do a 3x or? No, I don't feel 3. It may double,
Yeah.
but it's gonna dump out so fast.
Yeah, there's not a lot of liquidity there, so it can definitely just dump pretty quick. Okay. Let's do one more and then we'll take it over to part B. So this one's called PAL AI, another request. It's on Ethereum, PAAL. How well does it do over the next 4 months on a scale of 1 to 10?
What does it do? Scale of 1 to 10 over the next 4 months. PAALAI on Ethereum. That's a 5.
Okay, fair enough. It's also really low. So I don't know. Personally, if I was interested in it, I'd be waiting until it stops dropping. I don't know, because it can just keep going down until it does. So just be
Mm.
careful there with some of these. But yeah, I mean, it's close to the bottom, I'm sure, if it is going to do anything. But it's definitely in a downtrend that looks pretty steep here. Okay, so we're gonna cover some of the bigger coins. Monad is very popular. We're gonna cover that in the second part of this video, which was just announced today that they're gonna do the airdrop. So that's gonna be coming out soon. So we want to find out about that. And we're gonna obviously talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum and where they're going, and all of this turmoil with Mr. Shakespeare's charts. So you don't want to miss all of that, plus a bunch more stuff I have here on the list. If you want to become a member with us to see the second part of this video, you need to go over to Patreon/remote viewing and beyond. It's a few dollars a month, and you really do get a lot of value, and you support the channel as well. So if you like what we do, I have a tip jar. We have the members area there in the Patreon. So definitely come support us, and we hope to see you on the second part of this video.
Thank you.
Thank you.